Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Hi, buddy.
And Waleed.
Hello, guys.
We're back to talk our favorite show. We have the Bachelorette. We are on week 2 of season 19, as we are affectionately calling it, and everyone on social media, the Bachelorettes. We have Gabby and Rachel back. They still haven't had a rose ceremony going into this week, guys. We were really bummed about that, but this was definitely a real Bachelorette episode. It had all the formula and all the things we love, all the things we don't love. And like you were saying off air, Brian, like this felt like a premiere episode.
Yeah, I just felt like yesterday was like the last episode was like the preseason.
Yep.
Well, part of the reason is because there's so many guys still. They didn't eliminate anyone in the premiere episode. So with this many guys still, it feels like it's still just starting.
Yeah, well, no. We had Malfoy, Crabbe, and Goyle get eliminated week 1.
Oh yeah. But they got eliminated without even having a rose ceremony. So that's a first in history.
Bill, did you like there was a Harry Potter reference?
Yep.
In this, yep.
Yeah, I did.
Hopefully every episode.
She asked if they were a Hufflepuff or a Gryffindor, and then they just kept cutting. But like, that's Gabby's the best. Like we could, Gabby is the best. I know I was talking about that on Twitter, kind of making the jokes how everyone likes Gabby better, but like, Gabby's great. Gabby's the common man. Gabby is getting drunk during her own like cocktail parties, and like you see her with the rose, like so clear. I love Gabby. Like
she's great. Yeah.
The thing we didn't love this episode, and this season they are getting right to the chase with people though. No drag out on the drama. It was our boy Chris, and by our boy, definitely not our boy, with just meaning that he is actually a male. And I say male because he loved, and it's a cardinal sin of all reality TV, probably outside of like Real Housewives. You can't call a woman female. Can't do it. It just gives the connotation. It's wrong. It sexualizes, it's demeaning. Yeah. And basically this all came up because because it wasn't even a crazy controversial statement, but he's talking about fantasy suites and says that if one of the people that he were to sleep with someone else, he would leave. We've seen other people do that or make those same proclamations before. However, the sticking point was that he said that he may or may not tell them beforehand that that's a sticking point. Before we get to the other converse part of this, what do you guys feel about that? Should he be talking about it? / how do you feel about that opinion?
I mean, honestly, it's like you shouldn't even be on the show. It's like you know what you're getting into when you sign up for this place. Yep. Like, what the hell are you bringing it up this early for? Like, it's a big major concern. I mean, I can understand like in a real life setting where someone's coming from a little bit, but like in a show like this, it's like you know what you're getting into. I mean, I don't really necessarily know what else he expected, but that was just dumb on his part, dumb play.
Remember what I've been saying here, people. You need to watch our show. We're not just blowing a lot of random facts. Like I actually do say smart things here. And one of the things I've always said is that early on in The Bachelor or Bachelorette, keep your mouth shut, because what everyone's trying to do is white knight you. And guess what? You said something semi-controversial where that would be like a buzz thing, and boom, you're done, dude. Like World War Z zombies, you're done. Like pile it up. White knight alert. You're going to get ratted on. It's just what happens. Like watch the show before you go on the show, or at least watch us. I got your back, guys. If you want to be on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, I got you. I have cardinal rules. We're going to address them as we go. I got you. Okay. But just dumb move. Keep your mouth shut, dude. Just keep your mouth shut. Yeah. What do you think was going to happen?
Yeah. Right. Can we be done with life coaches on the show?
Yeah. I mean, you've been anti-life coach on the show from the beginning.
Like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? What is it? What do we say you do here? I don't understand. Make sure you exercise and eat well. Woohoo! Make sure you talk about sex early.
Like, I mean, but he was the one doing the dribbling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Please. Thank God.
Yeah. Like, I'm a leader.
Dude, we said he was just like Carl from the other season, and man, X is just like, yeah. I mean,
so unfortunately, guys, he wasn't the only unceremonial exit. We don't see this very early on in the seasons, like a week 2 one-on-one oust, let alone one where she literally was making out with a dude in the plane. They go to dinner. They're there. They don't even have like salads yet. And all of a sudden she just is like,
Yeah.
And she's like here. She's like right here the whole time, like looking at him, like
Exactly. And he's got to play dumb, like, oh, are you back? Is everything okay?
Back. Oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, no, it's cool. Like he's like, I'm done. I'm dead and buried.
I felt bad for him.
Yeah, I was like, dude, what an epiphany.
He just opened up too, man. He was like being like genuine and like as much as I hate these dates, like he was being somewhat genuine, and it's just how do you come to that conclusion? So he's on the level of the magician. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he didn't make it to the rose ceremony. I mean, what's crazy though, guys, is two things about that date. One, I think the G-Force plane's cool. I think that's pretty cool, honestly. I think.
How much do you think that cost?
Dude, so I said that to Emily when we were watching. I was like, oh my God, there's no way they paid for it. And then I was like, well, they definitely got the advertisement, so they didn't have to pay for it. But you see, there's always like a bunch of seats. So it's definitely not a private thing usually. You definitely usually go up there with like 30, 40 people and probably have to like share that little room.
You have 2 minutes. Clock starts now.
Horrible. But secondly, can we talk about how like when they like left in the Impala, they just didn't wear their seatbelts the entire time?
Yeah.
That kind of it, Brian. I mean, that's pretty close to our cardinal rule of no motorized sports or motors. Like, especially no seatbelts. Like,
I think if you're not buckling up, that should be added. A normal driving session should be added to no motorsports because you're now it's a sport.
You're right. You know what? Cardinal rule broken. Yeah. Without wearing a seatbelt in the classic Chevy Impala, which probably actually doesn't even have seatbelts. Shame on you.
Got the lap belts.
I think the producers would interfere at that point and just like, hey, you know what? Let's not interfere.
Somebody's in the back, like with like skinny twine, like holding them down.
We're gonna run through some of the hot hits of the episode now, and then we'll get to thankfully a rose ceremony. Thank God.
Yeah.
Episode kicks off with basically the Bachelor Mansion is a microcosm of the United States. There are not enough beds for everyone. Too many people now.
How is that? Who signed off on that?
I'm sure if you look into it, and again, we're no spoiler show, but like it had to be a freaking nightmare to have that many people around, like just from a production standpoint, and you have to keep with two of them at all times. Like that's a nightmare.
Yeah, get the homies some cots.
I mean, even the guys were saying, like, when they're like waking up in the morning in the kitchen having breakfast and stuff, they're like, it's so hard to move around. There's way too many of us.
Yeah,
stepping on each other's toes and everything. It's just, that's why they needed a rose ceremony. This is the most like desperately needed rose ceremony maybe in history. You needed it.
Right.
Also, guys, the Reality Guys is honestly about fun and games. It's about a lot of our jokes and stuff here, but we do sometimes like to defend and like speak up on serious issues. So I'm going to take this time to get on my soapbox for a very misappropriated group of people in this world. Men. These men get so sexualized on the Bachelorette. Oh my God. It's outrageous. It's so bad. We've talked about this before with like the naked dodgeball. We've talked about it with like poor Rodney having to streak around Bachelor Mansion with Michelle season. Now on this, they have to like do a talent show. That makes sense. Cool. A talent show. In a Speedo and like baby. And I was a swimmer. Those aren't even like Speedos. Those were thongs. And
banana hammocks,
and they're doing these guys so dirty with the black boxes. They're giving them like keyboard sized black boxes. I understand that we appreciate they're not doing the giant boxes, which are always BS, but like, how about you just do like the blurry thing or something, right?
Or you know what? Let the ladies that watch the show see some outline, man.
Yeah,
like let's see it.
Yeah, I mean. They do always, especially the Bachelorettes, man. They always love to see the guys get naked.
Right, like
in bunches too.
The most shocking season ever.
Yeah, like they won't necessarily do it like on the one-on-one dates too much, but like when they get the guys in a group, it's like, yeah, you all have to get naked for us in front of each other.
Right, like, I've said that, Wally. Like that's what I literally said in the old multiverse. Where I was like, we did an episode, and I was like, if they tried to pull this a quarter of this for reverse, the show would be canceled.
Yeah.
Like I want to, not that I want to see men's outlines of penises, but like maybe if like we can see it, we'll know why maybe that guy's sticking around and he's a loser. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I mean, what the hell? It's valid. They're seeing it, so we should know.
It would help us make mid-season picks.
Mid-season picks. We also now they did have some funny things in the talents. Jacob that did Georgia the Jungle, the mortgage broker. I thought that was really funny. That was a way to make light of it. Also, Meatball covering himself in sauce.
No, that was weird. Sorry for cursing, but that was
It's fine. It's funny.
It's so weird.
That guy has one fetish in life, man, and he'll go this whole entire season talking about that fetish.
Survive for a while. It seems like
the tweets about that was really funny.
My goodness, man.
The interns that had to clean that up.
The production assistants that have to give him towels.
You're just eye rolling like, oh my god, wet meat sauce with hair in it.
The date, a little bit of that mini group date there. Jason tells Rachel that he's got a connection to Gabby. So this was a thing that started to happen throughout the episode a little bit, guys. And this is kind of our last big main point, besides some of the jokey things, is that this is going to happen. The preview next week already shows guys denying someone else. I'm glad. Not that I'm glad, but like I was very worried going into this season that it was going to come off with like no friction, and it was going to almost seem like they had kind of preset people for people, and they were. I don't think they're ever going to argue, but at least seeing them feel awkward does feel, for lack of better terms, it feels real.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I was just because I keep referencing Twitter because I'm just constantly on it. There's a lot of people like, man, this is going to be like even worse than a normal show, like putting people in bad situations.
I mean, I agree. I mean, it's tough because like even the people I saw complaining on Twitter about how Logan dog, he's a sneaky villain.
Is he him and Eric?
They could have a good tag team. They look like brothers. But Logan
Yeah,
kissed both girls. And then there was like, Rachel mentions to Gabby that she had kissed, but Gabby doesn't say anything to her. I think that's an edit. I'm pretty sure they literally half a second later, she's like, oh, me too. But they didn't show that because then they were probably like, oh, okay, cool. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Like they're pretty chill. I also had the tweet about the whole house liking Gabby over Rachel. I like Rachel. Like, I don't want anyone to misconstrue that. Like, I don't dislike Rachel.
If anything, I like her more now, more so than when she was on Clayton's season. On Clayton's season, at times she would annoy me. Now she's in the main role. I'm actually starting to see her better in this light. So, I mean, I actually do like her more in this season.
Getting the stink off, the musk of Clayton Musk.
Yeah,
she really just wants to be loved and picked desperately. Like, I mean, I literally was saying to Emily, I'm like, I bet if she could easily be cleared if like you declared your love and really went for her hard early. I think you could take her early. Like, she just wants someone to pick her like unequivocally,
she
desperately.
really wants that. Yeah, she wants someone like sweep her up.
What about your Wildwood boy?
Yo, dude, he got a lot of screen time. He did the Papa shot was dope.
He's
and
like
even during the rose ceremony, they zoomed in on him a couple times before he got his. So I was like, oh, don't you dare. I was like, don't you dare eliminate. He did the Papa shot, but he got a kiss, the Papa shot. You can hear he's got like a Delco type of like accent too.
He's like a sophisticated carny.
Yeah, they say small business owner. I don't want to Google him because I don't want to find out. Like, I'm sure I can find it pretty easy, like because of a lot of my people.
He said that they own like basketball things on boardwalks.
Yeah, so he's just got.
How does that make money?
Oh, those things are big money.
All right. Okay. COVID.
Well, they probably didn't make big money that year, but I mean, that being said, a lot of the people that own those things, it's not their only business. Like, they own other things, and that's like another like way. But
speed pitch.
I think it's a lot better to be like, oh, I'm from the basketball guy from the boardwalk, as opposed to like, oh, my dad's a real estate investor, and one of the businesses he also owns is the 6, Papa shop places in North Wildwood.
My dad owns a bunch of Zaxby's.
Don't speak ill of Buckhead. It's hanging on by a
It's
thread.
jokes, man.
It's hanging on by a thread. So what else do I have here? So I would wear an effing seatbelt. We talked about all that. The Chris Fantasy Suite stuff. We talked about that. Oh, we have to talk about Nate. I like Nate a lot.
Yeah.
Nate for Bachelor, he'd be a great Bachelor.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's a good dude. Oh,
Single
100%.
dad. My tweet
Fair.
when Chris rolled back into the house after getting kicked out,
Yeah.
as soon as no one else knew that they had actually been like eliminated, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he came walking right back in.
Yeah.
And as soon as the two women walked up and were like, "We told you to leave," Nate was like, "Say no more." And you gotta
he
go.
got right
And
up
like
and was like,
literally
"Yeah,
didn't
there."
take it, like miss a beat, and wasn't like just saying that, walked right at him, like, "Yo, I'm taking you out of this house. Like, you're not welcome here. Say enough. Like, you're done." Like,
Yeah, that's it. Get out.
but I don't think he's gonna win. I've always
No.
said that's been one of my other things. Like, if you were
Children.
betting on it, if you got a kid, especially, it's sexist and it's true and it's crappy, but a single mom has no shot. Single dad has a shot to become like the Bachelor, because it's like you're so cool and great and inspiring.
Yeah.
There
There was a single dad there was a couple single dad bachelors before. Juan Pablo was you guys saw that one, and then also before him even
so sexy.
before him even,
Camila.
Yeah.
Can we pencil Chris in for Bachelor in Paradise?
Oh yeah, I thought that, but also
Dramatic exit check, life coach check.
I'm starting also hashtag Nate for Bachelor right now. Like
you know what? You're gonna be late to the party because everyone is already full swing on the internet.
Well, of course, everyone's gonna say that because but I'm starting.
He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it far. Though.
Yeah, we say we got a screener for this episode. We recorded this the other night, so
he's
back
gonna
in
make
the
it far,
future,
though.
but we don't ever see the results. Let's see they do. Oh. Private concert for nobody.
good.
God.
all time moment. Private concert for no one. And honestly, no joke, one of the better concerts.
Whatever.
It actually was.
That was Brian. No, that was one of the better actual like songs and singers. And I had recognized the guy. Like, I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. And this is a pretty good song. But I thought legit that she was just going to go to the concert herself and be standing there or something. And that was a shot I was dying for, just her standing in the prom concert by herself.
And she even like addressed it as the private concert. Like, when is it going to end?
I tweeted about that too, with the people being like, "Where is everybody?" We did get a cocktail party. Quick hits on this. Mario's workout mini date is dumb.
Yep.
Gabby does see Rachel doing it, gets a little upset. Tyler's Papa shot is great. Chris has to stop saying the word female, but it doesn't really matter because he got bounced. The guy's white knighted and ratted Chris out. He's eliminated, comes back in, gets booted again. Gentlemen, it's been a while, but I finally get to say it. We're at the rose ceremony. Let them petals fly down. The following men received roses and have advanced to week 3. Side note, I appreciate Gabby letting us know that means that they're inviting them to join them in week 3. Love drunk Gabby. Just can't beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Jason, Ethan, Eric, Zach, Jordan, Quincy, Tino, Jacob, Tyler, Termaine, Spencer, Alec, Ethan, Mario, Kirk, and then previously Logan, Johnny, and was it Nick?
Logan?
Not Logan.
Logan, Johnny, and Nate, right?
Logan, Johnny, Nate.
Yeah.
Logan, Johnny, Nate. Eliminated players, obviously the two gentlemen before, Chris and Jordan V. We also had Brandon, Colin, John, Ryan, Chris, and the other Jordan, a double elimination, double kill, if you were, of Jordan. Yeah, see, the baby didn't like the double,
sorry, guys.
double kill, twins. There's a soft subject there. They're like, "Yo, watch the twins."
Mm-hmm.
Great episode. I enjoy it. The preview for next week is great. Next week's going to be fun. I have a really good feeling that next week is where we're going to see a lot of the community pop back into livelihood. If they did already from this week,
we need the juice.
This week had a little more juice, so I think we're going to see some more juice on this week, and then next week we know it's going to be fire.
Going
we need
down.
somebody to do something bad. We need like this. Remember the fire was like when I was getting mad about things, like people disrespect people.
It's kind of a bummer that Chris didn't stick around for another week.
Yeah, we
just for the heat. Yeah,
we could use a drama. F boys are needed.
So who's gonna take over that role? Hopefully it's my boy Eric. He's not my boy, but that was my prediction.
Eric and maybe Logan because of the double kiss.
Mhm.
So, and then whoever shoots down Rachel next week, because it seems like unfortunately it's happening a lot.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are covering a ton of things. Speaking of ABC, we'll have week 2 of Claim to Fame out as the episode following the Bachelorette episode. We will then also have a bunch of stuff, including last week's Buckhead Shore. What else do we got, Brian?
We need to do Real Housewives.
Real Housewives, Ultimate Girls Trip.
I'm not doing Big Brother.
We're not doing Big Brother, but we may do Love Island. But we also do have a review of the Challenge USA coming up this week, episode 3 of that. So a lot of stuff going on in the channel. It's not going to stop. Also look out for some special episodes. We do have our first season, Where Are They Now retrospective coming. Brian and I got kind of spurred by our boy from season 1. So, kudos to him. So we are going to do our research. We're going to do Where Are They Now? The Amazing Race season 1. We did a retro review of that season. So now 20 years later, we are going to find out where everyone is. And we will have a special guest from the Amazing Race season 1 who will help kind of curate that information and kind of help us fill in the blanks and talk about their lives, the current show, which is coming back in the fall, also premiering with Survivor. So Survivor and Amazing Race, same night. Great for us, great for you guys, not good for Brian and I editing videos.
No, definitely not. I already don't get any sleep to begin with.
We'll figure it out. We're gonna also, again, anybody out there ever wants to come in, help out, wants to talk any kind of a reality show, our friends, fans, anybody, always open invite. Our DMs on Instagram, Twitter, my social, Waleed and Brian's socials, all listed there on the descriptions of every episode. But for myself, Brian, Waleed, thank you. Peace.